We are on day 4 where you will edit your draft. So let's go get into your draft first. Come over to View Portal, click on Office 365, wait very patiently, click on Word Online, and then You Rough Draft. Remember, step 1 is Edit Document right up at the top, and edit Word Online. If any of this goes too fast, remember, press pause. You can go back and watch stuff over again, rewind. All right, something I wanted you to point out was this dead word list. Dead word list, and then we'll look at metaphors and similes another time, but I clicked on that and this came open. So some of the things that I know I use too much, I use a lot too much. I don't think I use but too much, but I kind of want to switch any of them that I see for like however or moreover, because I think it sounds smarter. Like such as, well, that's good. I'm trying to think. Said. I know in this one where I use it's an interview, I probably use said a little too much. So I'm going to keep an eye for some of that stuff. Varies, I used immensely, I think, at one point, so I think I'm good at switching out very. I think said and then but are the ones I'm looking for, but I'll try to flip back and forth between this. Remember the 2 pieces of advice when you are checking your story is 1, to read it out loud. If you read it in your head, you will not hear the mistakes. The second one is to have someone read it out loud to you once you're done. First you read it out loud and then they read it out loud. You will hear how someone else reads it, and they might read it with a different rhythm than you do, and the errors will sound more clear when someone else reads them. So make sure your meanest friend, your meanest relative reads it to you, because they will not sugarcoat it. They'll say, oh, nope, fix it, nope, capital, nope, period, nope, that sounds weird, nope. Okay, so do you really know the people in your community? Many people would say yes. You know your neighbors, you know your friends and family, but let's take some time today to get to know the less known. The less known was something I did not like. If I highlight that, Control C, and then open a new tab, Control V, and then synonyms. I don't know if that's going to do anything. Less known, not famous, synonyms, related words. Obscure, unknown. Let's do unknown. Get to know the obscure people. Oh, I think obscure sounds fancy. Obscure people who make up our community. Tracy Perotti is a local elementary school teacher. She is the only virtual teacher for Volusia. Nope, I need to fix that because I'm not the only virtual teacher. So let's see here. Tree is a local school teacher. Get rid of the word elementary here. And then change it. She's the only elementary virtual teacher. I'm glad that we take the time to reread it, or else you'd sound a little bit like braggy or lie. I would accidentally lie, and I didn't mean to. She's the only elementary virtual teacher for Volusia County Schools. It seems to me that we should get to know her a little better. Let's talk to her friend Michael, a fellow teacher at her virtual school. Instead of at her virtual school, that sounds like unprofessional. At a fellow teacher at Volusia Online Learning. Let's get specific. Michael describes Tracy as first and foremost silly, witty, and jovial. The two teachers crack each other up in the workplace. This is where they became such good friends. They share a fondness for humor. Michael goes on to describe Tracy as extremely helpful. As a new teacher, Michael came to her for lots of advice involving both technology and the students. Tracy was always able to Tracy was always able to help. Let's make this larger. Darn it. Always able to help or point him in the direction of where he could find help. Finally, Michael admits that Tracy's very smart. He goes to her for her brain at least once a workday. She's able to look at a problem in a unique way that helps everyone around her. Thank you, Michael, for your contribution. In addition, we interviewed Tracy's husband, Jason Perotti. Jason describes Tracy as a good mom who keeps his family organized. She's a planner. All the events and entertainment the Perottis attend have been meticulously organized by Tracy. Also, Jason revealed that Tracy has a fun is one of the dead words. Let's see here. Pleasant, pleasurable, amusing, entertaining, and amusing. Let's do amusing. Copy. Control V has an amusing yet immature sense of humor that her husband appreciates. That is something he loves. Something that Mr. Perotti struggles with is Tracy's stubbornness. Control C. See if there is a synonym for that one. Control V. Bullheadedness. Pig-headedness. Let's do pig-headedness. That makes it sound worse. And I think to make this article a little balanced, we need to put some bad stuff in there too. Something that Mr. Perotti struggles with is Tracy's pig-headedness. She can resist change and fight against things that he welcomes. All in all, she's a fantastic woman that he loves. Thank you, Jason. Finally, we interviewed Tracy's mom, Sue Johnson. She gushed about her daughter. As a child, Tracy was shy and observant. It wasn't until she turned 16 that she came out of her shell. Tracy was involved in an acting group that helped her shed her shy exterior. Sue went on to explain that Tracy has always been very kind, sweet, and innately good with children. Tracy volunteered in classrooms when she was as young as 9 years old. She grew up in a school setting, so it makes sense that she ended up an educator. It is clear to this interviewer that Sue is immensely proud of her daughter. The point that this mom continued to make during the course of her interview was that Tracy is a fantastic mom. This is the piece of which Sue is the proudest. This is the piece of Tracy which Sue is the proudest. That Sue is of which Sue is the proudest. I think that's fine. As we interviewed all three of Tracy's closest friends and family, the picture became clear. Tracy is funny, smart, helpful, bold, and is a funny, smart, helpful, bold, and kind woman who not only affects her workplace with humor and love, but also affects her family, and especially her lucky stepdaughter. Good. Let's go to File, because I'm done. Save as. I'm going to say Final Draft instead of Rough Draft. Final Draft Perotti, save. We wait for it to blink, remember. Once it blinks, we are good to go. We can share this. I think you could hit this share button. Let's try. Yep. Type my last name, Perotti. There I am. Click share. The other thing you need to remember to do is share it 2 ways. So that was one way. The second way, remember, you scroll to the bottom, click Add Submission, scroll to the bottom, highlight your edited story, Control C, come over here, Control V, okay? And then click Save Changes, and you're done. Good luck.